Welcome students to lecture 6 of motion in a straight line. So in this lecture we are going to deal with graphical analysis of motion. Sir, what is the meaning of this? So in last lectures we completed in the form of equations or in the form of dependence of velocity and time, acceleration and time, position and time, we analyze the motion of the object. So in this lecture we are going to deal with the motion of the objects in graphical representation. Okay na? So in this lecture we are going to plot some graphs by taking position along y-axis, time along x-axis. In the similar way, velocity along y-axis, time along x-axis, and acceleration along y-axis and time along x-axis. So for different types of motion, so what will be the nature of the graph between position and time, velocity and time? In the same way, what is the nature for acceleration and time? So what kind of nature of graph we are going to get for different types of motion? In the questions they are going to give, so without giving the nature of the motion, they are going to ask what kind of motion it is. So with the help of this graphical analyzation, we are going to identify so what kind of motion of the object is executing. So let us discuss one by one. So we know that there are different types of states of motion will be there, or states of rest will be there. So what are they? We can say that we have the different types of motion. There, first when the object is at rest, and when the object is in uniform motion, and the same way uniform accelerating motion, with initial velocity u equals to 0, and next uniform accelerating motion with initial velocity not equals to 0, and next uniform retarded motion till its velocity becomes 0. So these are the different types of motion, and we also have another type, that is non-uniform motion. Right. So for these types of motion, we are going to plot the graph between position time, velocity time, and as well as acceleration time. Right. First take the state of an object as rest. That means now the object is at rest. So when we can say the object is at rest with respect to change in surroundings, with respect to time and surroundings, if there is no change in position of an object, then the object is said to be at rest. That means position is constant. And what about velocity? If it is at rest, velocity 0. If there is no velocity and there is no acceleration for the object. Now let us try to plot the graph by taking position along x-axis, time along, position along y-axis, time along x-axis. In the same way, velocity along y, time along x. Similar to that, acceleration along y, time along x. So position is constant. For suppose I am taking the position from the origin, it is at 4 meter from the origin. So whatever the time, so at 0 seconds it will be at 4 meter, at 2 seconds it is at 4 meter, like that. At any instant of time, the position of the object will be same. So if the object is at rest, position and a time graph, what is the nature of the graph? Nature of the graph is parallel to time axis. So straight line parallel to time axis. Now velocity is 0. So at any time its velocity will be 0. Next acceleration will be also 0. So this is a graph for rest of an object between position time, velocity time, acceleration time. So state of object is rest. Now let us take state of an object as uniform motion. So uniform motion, what is mean by uniform motion? If the object covers equal distances in equal interval of time, then the object is said to be under uniform motion. Now let us plot the graph for uniform motion. So by taking position along y-axis, time, and then velocity, time graph, then acceleration, time graph. So position, time graph. So in uniform motion, which is constant? V is constant. Then what about acceleration? If V is constant, acceleration is equals to 0. That means the velocity of an object is equal in equal interval of time. That's why the graph is a straight line. So passing through the origin. Okay na? So nature of the graph. Nature of the graph is a straight line passing through origin. So how can we analyze this, sir? So let us take second equation of motion. What is second equation of motion? S is equals to ut plus half at square. What is acceleration for uniform motion? A equals to 0. If A equals to 0, S is equals to ut. That means if we compare this with y is equals to mx, okay na? So this y is equals to mx, nothing but what? Position along y-axis. So s is nothing but here position, and the time along x-axis. If we compare these two, then what is the slope of the graph? Slope of xt graph, position time graph, gives velocity of an object. It is a very important point. So in a graphical analysis, if the position time graph is given to you, we can find out the velocity of an object with slope of the graph. So with the help of slope of the graph, we are going to find it. So sometimes instead of giving the coordinates, they are going to express in terms of angles. So angle nothing but here tan theta. So slope is nothing but tan theta. So tan theta gives velocity of an object. So this is the importance of the graph, xt graph. Okay na? Now let us take what about vt graph. So vt, so v is constant. So whatever the time it may be, velocity of an object is constant. Sir, what is the nature of this? So what is nature? So nature of the graph is straight line parallel to time axis, because vt graph, okay, right. Let us take what is the significance of the graph. So with help of area under the vt graph, area under velocity time graph gives distance traveled by the body. So this is the significance of the velocity time graph. So here two important points. We analyze that. What is the first point here? If we plot a graph between position and time graph, the slope of the position and time graph gives velocity of an object. If you plot a graph between velocity and a time graph, the area under the graph, whatever the shape of the area you are getting, that area formula you need to apply. So if it is triangular in shape, we need to apply half into base into height. If it is rectangular in shape, we need to apply length into breadth. What is the main theme here? Whatever the area below the graph, that area under the graph gives distance traveled by the body. So then what about AT graph for uniform motion? So acceleration is 0. Then we are going to get the acceleration as 0 like this. So this is the uniform motion graph for different parameters. So position time, velocity time and acceleration and time. Now let us take uniform accelerating motion, uniform accelerating motion. So what is mean by uniform accelerating motion? If the object is moving with a constant acceleration, or if the change in velocity of an object in any time interval is constant, that means if the change in velocity of an object is equal in equal interval of time, then the motion is known to be uniform accelerating motion. So with u equals to 0, we are discussing the case here, the object is moving with initial velocity 0. Then what will be the nature of graph? Let us discuss. So first we are plotting the graph, EST graph, that means position time graph. So uniform accelerating motion, we can apply the formula S is equals to ut plus half at square. So initial velocity 0, acceleration is constant. So S is equals to half at square. So here a constant, we can write S directly proportional to t square. It is in the format of y is equals to x square. If it is y is equals to x square, the nature of graph will be parabola. We discussed already in basic maths. So the nature of the graph y is equals to mx square. It gives the nature of the graph as parabola. So here we are going to get the graph like this. So it is the nature of graph for position time graph. Next, velocity time graph. Here you can write its nature of graph for uniform accelerating motion with initial velocity 0, the graph will be parabola. Next, velocity time graph. So the object covers, or the object is moving with a constant acceleration. So if it is moving with a constant acceleration, or if the velocity is changing equally in equal interval of time, the graph is a straight line. So straight line passing through origin. So graph is a straight line passing through origin. Okay, now how can we write this? So v is equals to u plus at. So v u0 plus a into t, therefore v equals to at. By comparing with y is equals to mx, so y is equals to mx, but we are taking the time along x-axis and velocity along y-axis. Then what is the slope? So slope is given by, so you can write one point here, slope of vt gives acceleration. So this is the significance of the graph. With the help of slope of velocity time graph, what we are going to calculate? Acceleration we are going to get with help of slope of velocity and time graph. One more important point here, if the graph is a straight line, its slope is constant anywhere. If it is a straight line, slope is constant. Here also they are going to give in terms of theta. They are going to ask what is the acceleration. If they are given in term, if the angle is given made by the line with respect to time axis, we need to write acceleration a is equals to tan theta. Whatever the tan value of given angle, that will be the acceleration of the particle. Now what about acceleration time graph? So a is constant. So a is constant. A is constant. So here the importance of the graph will be the area under AT graph gives under acceleration time graph gives velocity of an object. This is the significance of the acceleration and time graph. So again, two more important points we are getting from the uniform accelerating motion. What is the first one? The slope of velocity and time graph gives acceleration, and area under acceleration and time graph gives velocity of an object. Okay, this is about uniform accelerating motion with initial velocity 0. Now let us take uniform accelerating motion. Uniform accelerating motion with initial velocity not equals to 0. Right, the graph will be again, we are going to get xt graph. S is equals to ut plus half at square. The graph will be like this. So same kind of, but somewhat here we are getting some addition of the value. And next, second one will be, here the velocity is not equals to 0. That means at time t equals to 0, already the particle possesses some velocity. That velocity at this point we are taking as u. Again the graph is a straight line. Here we are getting some interception. Sir, how can we analyze this? Let us see. We know that v is equals to u plus at. So this let us compare this. We will write this v is equals to at plus u. I am going to compare this with as y is equals to mx plus c. So what is the meaning of the graph y is equals to mx plus c? The graph is a straight line but not passing through the origin, so it has some positive interception. That means the graph cuts the y-axis, positive y-axis at a certain point. So here where the graph cuts the y-axis? At point u. That means interception value is equals to initial velocity of an object. And again the slope. What is the slope? The slope is equals to same acceleration. So m is equals to acceleration. The way of finding the acceleration will be same by finding the slope of the velocity and time. Only what is the change here? The object in the with zero velocity, it starts its journey from origin. So but here what will happen? Already the particle has some initial velocity. That's why we are going to take the velocity as a positive interception along velocity axis. So this is equals to c. So interception, positive interception gives the initial velocity of an object. Now let us take acceleration time graph. Again here what is going to constant? Even though it is starting with non-zero velocity but acceleration is constant, the graph will be same. So a is constant. At any time the acceleration of the object is constant. Right. Let us take next one, uniformly retarded motion or decelerating motion till its velocity becomes 0. That means its final velocity becomes 0. Retarded motion. So in a case of a retarded motion, uniformly retarded motion, that means acceleration is negative, a is negative. So if a is negative, the graph between position and time graph, we are going to get bending downwards. If it is accelerating, if a is positive, if a, here a is negative, and if A is positive, we are going to get the position time graph as parabola bending upwards. So here we are getting the same graph, parabola but bending downwards. So until its velocity becomes 0. So here s is maintaining constant, that's why its velocity 0. Here s is equals to ut minus half at square is the expression to analyze the motion of an object, ut minus half at square. Oh, this is for uniform accelerating motion, this is for uniform retarded motion, right? Then what about velocity time graph, sir? So velocity time graph will be like this. So it has some initial velocity and its final velocity after some time is equals to 0. Here it touches the 0 point. So how to analyze this? V equals to u minus at. Why minus a? Because the object is moving with negative acceleration. If it is moving with negative acceleration, what will be the first equation of motion? V equals to u plus. This is for uniform accelerating motion, and this is for uniform decelerating motion or retarded motion. So now again, if we are comparing y is equals to mx plus c, so in the place of m we have a, that means slope of the graph is a straight line but with negative sign, y is equals to minus a. What is the interception? So interception will be positive interception. C is positive, so this value gives initial velocity. So interception value is equals to initial velocity. Sir, then what about acceleration time graph? So acceleration time graph, acceleration is constant only. It is decreasing, velocity decreasing constantly. If velocity decreasing constantly, acceleration is also constant but in negative. So this is a and t, but with a negative sign we can plot, that's it. So this is acceleration and a time graph for uniformly retarded motion. Okay, right? Next kind of analysis, if the particle or object uniformly retarded and then accelerated in opposite direction. So for this, the position time graph, we are going to get s is equals to uniformly retarded. If uniformly retarded for some time, the graph we are going to get s is equals to ut minus half at square. After some time, it is moving in opposite direction. For suppose after t naught time, it is going to increase its velocity in, are going to increase its acceleration in opposite direction. So therefore this is the graph. So this graph will be s is equals to ut plus half at square. So for this portion s is equals to ut plus half at square. For this portion s is equals to ut minus half at square. Then what about velocity time graph? So velocity time graph of this uniformly retarding, so its velocity becomes 0 after some time. For suppose after t naught, its velocity 0 and then its velocity increasing in opposite direction. So this is velocity time graph. Here it is u and 0, again it is moving with increasing velocity, right? So then what about acceleration time graph? So acceleration time graph, a constant, so retardation, so minus, and then it is constant but opposite direction increasing. So this is plus a, and sorry, this is minus a, and this is plus a. So time will be like this. So this is the particle which is first uniformly retarding and then uniformly accelerating motion. Now let us discuss one more kind of the motion. If the acceleration is increasing uniformly, okay na? So uniformly increasing acceleration. If acceleration increasing uniformly, so we are going to get the graph like this. So this is A and this is T. So that means acceleration has the positive dA by dt, rate of change of acceleration is equals to tan theta. So here whatever the constant value, this value will be constant. Why it is constant? Because it is a straight line, so slope is constant. What is slope? Change in acceleration by change in time taken. Slope is constant. So acceleration is uniformly increasing. That means the values of theta lies in between 0 to 90. That is, acceleration is positive. This is uniformly increasing acceleration, not uniform acceleration, uniformly increasing acceleration. That means whatever the change in acceleration is equal in equal interval of time, that too in positive nature. That's why the graph we are going to get as a straight line. So the graph has a slope of fixed value. Right, let us see next one. Uniformly decreasing acceleration. Uniformly decreasing acceleration. For uniformly decreasing acceleration, so we have a plot between acceleration and time is like this. So in this case, theta is greater than 90 degree. If theta greater than 90 degree, so tan values will be negative. That means slope is negative. dA by dt is negative, and that too the negative value is constant. So in this way we can analyze the motion of an object with the help of these graphical representations. Okay na? So in this analyzation, the main important points are velocity, slope of position time graph gives slope of xt, slope of xt gives velocity, vt gives acceleration, and area under vt gives distance, and area under at gives velocity. Okay na? So these are the points we are going to analyze from the graphical motion of an object. Let us do some numericals based on the graphical questions. So here is the question given to you. The displacement versus time graph for a body moving in a straight line as shown in the figure. Which of the following region represents the motion when no force acting on the body? When no force acting on the body, when no force acting on the body, F is equals to 0. Therefore, MA equals to 0. A equals to what? A equals to 0. Now let us see. So which region we are having acceleration as 0 value? So see here. So this is xt graph. So xt graph from A to B is bending downwards. That means it is retarding motion. If it is retarding motion, it has some acceleration. That's why there is opposing force acting. So this A to B region will be wrong. And then B to C. If you see B to C, the x constant, position is constant. And what about velocity? Velocity is 0. If velocity is 0, acceleration is also 0. So from B to C region, the particle is moving with 0 acceleration. That means from B to C, there is no force acting on it. After that, what will happen? The graph is changing. So curved one, if it is curved one, compulsory S directly proportional to t square rule is valid. So if F directly proportional to t square rule is valid, then it has some acceleration. So only in the region of B to C, the particle has moving with zero acceleration. Zero acceleration, nothing but net force acting on it will be zero. So BC is a region where the force acting on the particle is zero. In this way, we need to analyze the motion of an object. Let us see next one. A car diesel rates. So diesel rate, nothing but acceleration to be negative. So 1 point we got. And constant rate during the period commencing at t equals to 0, which of the displacement time graph represents displacement of the car? So uniformly decelerating motion. So if uniformly decelerating motion, let us analyze from the first graph. So this is the graph bending upward direction. If the graph is bending upward direction, so we have the formula S is equals to half a t square. If it is bending upwards, a is positive. So a positive, it's not our given option, it's not our given condition. And displacement time, so displacement time, it maintaining velocity constant, v constant. If v constant, acceleration 0, but our acceleration will be negative. And then displacement time graph, uniformly retarding motion, this one, uniformly retarding motion. If uniformly retarding motion, again here v constant. Okay na? So a equals to 0. That means the body is coming into rest with 0 acceleration. Then what will be the final one? So final one will be bending downwards. If the graph will be bending downwards, we have ut minus half at square. Inverse of the parabola we need to get. So inverse of the parabola will be like this. So s directly proportional to minus a. So this is our required graph. Let us see next one. At which of the following cannot be the distance and the time graph? So it should not be a distance and time graph, right? So see, distance never be negative. Distance never be negative. Now tell me. In the same way, if distance never be negative, speed also never be negative. Now tell me, this is a distance and time graph. So slope of distance and time graph gives speed. Okay na? So speed should be positive always. We need to check speed can be positive or it can be 0. It should not be negative. So this is our analyzation. So which graph has a negative speed, that graph is never possible. So this is theta less than 90. If tan theta less than 90, so slope is positive. So here theta greater than 90. If theta greater than 90, what will happen? Slope will be negative. Slope nothing but what? Speed. So speed is negative. Is there a possibility of speed can be negative? No. That's why, so this is the graph which cannot represent the distance and time graph. So here you can see theta less than 90. So it is possible. Okay now. And this is x is constant, that means speed is 0, speed can be 0 is also, but that means which cannot be is possible. So the second graph is cannot be the distance and time graph. Why it cannot be distance and time graph? Because the speed is never be negative, it never be negative, because it's a graph plot between distance and time. Right, which of the following displacement time graphs is not possible? Displacement and time graphs. Right, so try to analyze this. So let us plot a perpendicular. For suppose let us begin from the option B, we will begin this. Right, so this is what xt graph. So xt graph is a straight line. So straight line nothing but what? Moving with constant velocity, that means it is uniform motion. So this can be possible, so it can possible. And what about this? The particle is moving from x is equals to some value, already it coming to 0 position, and again finally it moving its journey, that means it is moving forward direction and backward direction, like that. And then this can be also possible. So uniform with positive velocity and with negative velocity. So negative velocity in opposite direction and negative velocity in another direction. So this can be possible and this can be possible. So why can't this graph? Because if you plot a perpendicular onto the time axis, if you plot a perpendicular onto the time axis, the perpendicular cuts the graph at 2 points. So for the same time, the particle has the particle has the two same positions. So is it possible for a particle? Okay, now so for a particle, for an object or particle, it is not possible to have two different positions, and two different velocities at same instant of time. The time is same, but the particle has how many how many positions? Two positions. That's why it is impossible. So how to check it? We need to plot, or we need to plot a perpendicular onto the time axis. If you are plotting the perpendicular onto the time axis, the perpendicular, if it cuts the graph at two different locations, what is the meaning of this? For suppose it is 10 seconds. So 10 seconds the object has a 0 position, at 10 seconds the object has a 20 position. Is it possible? No, it never be possible. So that's why option A is the correct option. That means this graph will be never exist, remaining graphs will be exist. So if you plot a perpendicular anywhere, if you plot a perpendicular, the perpendicular cuts the graph at only a single point, wherever you can cut it. So it has only one interception or only one point of cutting the time axis. That's why B, C, D are possible, but A is not possible. So our option will be, they are asking which is not possible. A is not possible. Let us see next one. The graph between displacement x and time t for a particle moving in a straight line shown in figure during the intervals OA, AB, BC and CD, the accelerations of the particle. Okay, na? So first we should analyze. So the graph is plotted between which physical quantities? The graph is plotted between position and time. So for position and time graph, we know that already. If xt graph is bending downwards, so then it compulsory has what kind of acceleration? So negative acceleration. O2a, the graph has negative acceleration. So negative acceleration, A O2a negative. Right, next see A to B. A to B is position constant. It is a straight line parallel to the time axis. It is rest position. So if it is rest position, velocity is 0, acceleration is also 0. Now see B to C. So B2C, what will happen? The velocity is, the position is varies like a parabola bending upwards. So parabola bending upwards nothing but, so we have a graph like positive acceleration, so bending upwards. So from this point only we need to plot the graph. From B to C only we need to graph. Okay, now from B to C it is a graph bending upwards. That's why it is A as positive. And again you can see, so xt graph, so straight line. So straight line nothing but what? Velocity is constant. If velocity is constant, what about acceleration? Acceleration will be 0. So in this way we can analyze the graph. See, from O to A it is bending downwards. If the position time graph bending downwards like a parabola, inverse parabola, it is moving with negative acceleration. In the same way, if it is a straight line, position time graph is a straight line, what does it represent? It velocity is 0, acceleration is also 0. So A to B, acceleration 0. And then B to C, the graph looks like a parabola and bending upward direction. If it is bending upward direction, it is moving with positive acceleration. And then C to D, so C to D graph is a straight line. Okay, now so xt graph is a straight line. If position time graph is a straight line, what is constant? Velocity is constant. If velocity constant, what is 0? Acceleration will be 0. So from O to A negative, O to A negative, we have to B and D will be there. Next A to B 0, A to B 0, so B and D is same. And B to C is positive, so B to C is positive. Only in option B we are getting the whatever the analyzation we got from the graph. So option B is the correct answer. Right, let us see next one. An object is moving with a uniform acceleration which is parallel to instantaneous direction of the motion. The displacement and velocity time with the displacement and velocity graph of the particle will be. Okay, so uniform acceleration, so A is constant, and which is parallel to instantaneous direction of motion. So which is parallel to A and V, sorry, moving with uniform acceleration which is parallel to right, the displacement and position. So displacement and position graph nothing but what here? Uniform displacement and velocity graph. So how can we get? V square minus U square is equals to 2AS. Okay, so SV graph they are asking. So S and V graph, S directly proportional to V square. So S directly proportional to V square, we have a graph should be parabola. So what is the graph? So this will be the graph. So S directly proportional to V square. Let us see next one. The figure shows the displacement and figure shows the velocity of a particle plotted against t. The displacement of the particle is 0. The particle changes its direction of motion at some point. The initial and final speeds of the particle are same. All the above statements are correct. Right, see, they are asking displacement of the particle is 0. So how to find out the displacement of the particle with help of Vt graph? So with help of Vt graph, so area under Vt graph gives displacement. Let us find the displacement. So it is, what is the triangle? So how can we find? So half into, so base value. So base and here both are having the same height values. So t into, or suppose I am taking this as V minus V. Okay, so in this graph, so it is negative S1 I am taking. So S1 is equals to minus half Vt, and let us take S2. So S2 is equals to what? T2 2t. So half into base 2t minus t will be t, and velocity here positive velocity I am taking it as v. Therefore S2 is equals to half Vt. So total displacement they are asking. So S1 plus S2. See here, if they are asking distance is without considering the sign, we need to add them. If they are asking the distance will be d is equals to half Vt plus half Vt. The distance will be Vt. But here what they are asking, they are not asking about the distance, they are asking about displacement. So displacement nothing but what? With respect to the sign we need to take. So minus half Vt plus half Vt. So the displacement will be 0. Okay, right. The particle changes its direction of motion at some point. Yes, the direction of motion is changing. So here slowly after time t interval, it going to change its velocity and direction of motion after t seconds. So A is correct and B is correct. In the same way, the initial and final speeds of the particle are same, right? So whatever the magnitude of velocity of the particle at 0 second, and velocity of the particle is also same at after 2t seconds. The initial and final speeds of the particle are same, therefore all above the statements are correct. So option D is our option. Okay, now so here you need to remember one point. If they are asking displacement, if the graph locates in negative axis, you need to take the negative value only when you are calculating the displacement. When you are calculating the distance without considering, because distance never be negative, that's why always we need to add whatever the graph inevitably positive axis or negative axis doesn't matter, simply we need to add how many areas will be there, that many areas we are going to get the distance. Let us see next one. So which of the following velocity time graph is possible? So velocity time graph is possible. Just now I told you. So to check the possibility of a position time graph, velocity time graph, acceleration time graph, we need to plot what? Perpendicular or normal. So perpendicular onto time axis. So if that perpendicular cut the graph at a single point, then the graph will exist. If it cuts at multiple points, then the graph never exists. So plot the perpendicular. So perpendicular onto the time axis, it cuts the graph at 2 points. So it is not possible. Let us plot here. So if this cuts it at 3 points, it is also not possible. If you plot here, anywhere you can plot it, the perpendicular cuts only at single point. So this can be possible. Now here you can plot. Okay, na? So this is this perpendicular cutting the graph at two different points. That's why so this graph is also do not exist. So only the graph C is possible, the rest of the graphs will never possible. Let us see next one. The graph below shows the velocity versus time graph for a body. So which of the following graph represents corresponding acceleration versus time graph? So now we need to analyze so what kind of motion of the particle in Vt graph. So first in this region you can take, so I am taking point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right. So 1 to 2 it is decelerating. So uniformly decelerating because slope is negative, uniformly deceleration from 1 to 2. If it is uniform deceleration, A will be constant, that too what kind of value? A is negative. Next, from 2 to 3. So from 2 to 3 what will happen? The direction of motion is changing. That means velocity is increasing in opposite direction. So this will be uniformly accelerating motion. If uniform accelerating motion, A is constant and that too it is positive. Next 3 to 4. 3 to 4 will have what happens? 3 to 4 will be also same. From 3 to 4 A is constant and 4 to 5 also A is increasing only. Okay, so let us see. So this one will be our graph. So negative acceleration, starting from negative acceleration, and then if you see here, this graph is going to change its direction. Okay, now at this point it is going to change its direction. That's why let us see in this A, B and C. Let us compare B and C. So 1 to 2 negative acceleration, right? And then 2 to 3, 2 to 3 will be positive acceleration and positive acceleration. Okay, right. And next 3 to 4. So 3 to 4 what will happen? Again its direction of motion is changing into opposite direction. That's why negative. And then 4 to 5, the particle will be moving with positive acceleration. This is positive acceleration. So here only a continuous graph we can see in the B. So B is not our option. So C will be our required graph. Okay, right. Let us see next one. So here the acceleration time graph for a body shown in the following graph. So which of the following graphs would probably represent the velocity of the body plotted against time? So see acceleration time graph. So here acceleration is constant. So acceleration is constant, nothing but it is positive. So acceleration is constant and positive. Definitely it will be uniformly accelerating. So for uniform accelerating motion we have a graph like this. So this is 1 to 2, let us take. And then from 2 to 3 we can see the acceleration will be 0. A is 0. If A is 0, what kind of motion? It should be uniform motion. So uniform motion nothing but which is constant, velocity is constant. These are the points we need to analyze. So uniform accelerating motion from 1 to 2 because A is constant. Okay now, and the same way from 2 to 3 what is 0? Acceleration is 0. When acceleration will be 0? When the object is moving with velocity constant nothing but uniform motion. And then after some time from 3 to 4, so 3 to 4 what will happen? Again its velocity, its acceleration becomes positive. So A is positive. If A is positive again it is uniform accelerating motion. Okay, right. So graph for uniform accelerating motion, straight line passing through the origin, and then uniform motion velocity time graph will be straight line, and for uniform accelerating motion like this. Let us join the three. So this is from 1 to 2 and this graph is from 2 to 3 and this graph is from 3 to 4. So which graph we are getting like this? So this will be the velocity time graph for our given acceleration and time graph. So in this way we can analyze the motion of an object. Okay, so in next lecture also we are going to do some more graphical questions. Okay, take care, stay safe.